Number 16 asks which points are on line y minus 5x is equal to 3. Well, how do we know if a point is on the line? We're certainly not going to graph the line and plot the points. That wouldn't be an exact method. What we do is simply substitute in these values, 2 for x and 13 for y, and we see if they satisfy the equation. All right, so let's write down our equation here. Y minus 5x is equal to 3. And let's say we start with point 213. So this is x and this is y, so we're substituting in y equals 13 minus 5x, x is 2. And we're asking, is that equal to 3? That is 13 minus 10 equal to 3? And yes, it is. So 2 minus 13 is on our line. And let's just go on like this. Let's try minus 1, minus 8. Okay, here's our y. So we have minus 8, minus 5. Here's our x, minus 1 equals 3. Okay, so that's minus 8 plus 5. Is that equal to 3? And the answer is no. Okay, so not this one. And let's keep going. Let's try minus 3 minus 12. Okay, start with y, minus 12, minus 5 times x, that's minus 3. Is that equal to 3? Is minus 12 plus 15 equal to 3? And yes, it is. So this one is on the line. Okay, let's do the next one, 423. Okay, first start with y minus 5x. We'll start with 23. Minus 5 times 4. Is that equal to 3? That is 23 minus 20. Yes, that's equal to 3. So this one is on the line. Let's go on with 0, 3. All right, we have 0. We have 3 for y. That's 3 minus 5 times 0. Is that equal to 3? Yes, it is. Okay. So 0, 3 is on the line. And finally, let's try 1, 9. Let's see. Y minus 5x, 9 minus 5 times 1. Is that equal to 3? Is 9 minus 5 is not equal to 3, so no. That one's not on the line. Okay, now we want to find the equation of the circle with center minus 3, 2, and radius 7. Let's write down the equation of a circle in standard form. All right, so if we have a circle with center HK and radius R. The equation is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. All right, so here we have h and k. So we have x minus 3 squared plus y minus 2 squared is equal to, the radius is 7, equal to 7 squared, or 49. All right, minus 3, that's plus 3, so this would be written x plus 3 squared plus y minus 2 squared is equal to 49. In number 18, we have an equation of a circle, and we want to find the center and the radius of this circle. So remember that in standard form, this is x minus h, where h is the coordinate of the x coordinate of the center, and this is y minus k, where k is the y coordinate of the center. So in this case, h is whatever is next to that minus sign, so that h is 5. That's the x coordinate. Now, k must be minus 3. Because of this plus here, this could be rewritten as y subtract minus 3. All right, so if there's a plus here, then the coordinate is negative. If there's a negative in parentheses, the coordinate is positive. So our center is 5 minus 3, and this is the radius squared. So the radius squared is 9. That means our radius is equal to 3. In number 19, we want to find the center and the radius of this circle, and this is not in standard form. The parentheses, the x minus h squared and the y minus k squared, they've been squared out and like terms combined. So we want to put it back in that form. So what we're going to do is we're going to complete the square twice. We're going to complete the square of the x's and of the y's. So first let's set this up and get ready for completing the square. So what we're going to do is put the x terms next to each other. So we have x squared minus 10x. And then we'll put in a blank for completing this square. And then we have y squared, this should be a y over here. Let me change that. Okay, then we have y squared plus 6y, and put in a blank, is equal to 1, and then 2 blanks, because we're going to be adding half the middle term squared to both sides. So that's why we need these 2 blanks to correspond with these 2. All right, let's start by completing this square. Half the middle term squared. Okay, so half of 10 is 5, and squared is 25. So we're going to put that here and to the right of the equal sign as well. All right, now this middle term is 6. Half of 6 is 3, squared is 9. So we'll put a 9 here and a 9 here. Okay, now here we have a perfect square. All right, so let's write this as something squared. And here also we have a perfect square. Let's write this as something squared. We'll fill these in a minute. And on the right-hand side, we have 35. All right, so let's factor this. This factors as x. The square root of 25 is 5, and we have a minus in the middle. Here we have a y. The square root of 9 is 3, and this time we have a plus in the middle. So now our circle is in standard form, and we can see what the center is and what the radius is. So here we have the center. Here's h. H is 5. Here we have h, and k. K is minus 3. Okay, remember, if this is positive, then the coordinate is negative. All right, so the center is 5 minus 3. And the radius, well, this is the radius squared. So the radius is the square root of 35. Okay, in number 20, we want to find the solution of the system of equations. When we have a system of equations, that is 2 equations and 2 unknowns, the unknowns are x and y, then we're going to get a solution that's going to be an x solution and a y solution, or our solution will be a point, x comma y. All right, now what we're going to do is we want to add these 2 equations together and get either the x column to cancel or the y column. Now as it stands now, neither column will cancel when we add them together. So we can do an adjustment first, and what we can do is we can multiply both sides of one or both equations by a number. So this first equation, here we have a 2 and here we have a 4. So if we multiply both sides by minus 2, then we'll get a minus 4 here that will cancel with the 4 underneath. So I think we'll try to start by eliminating the x's. all right, or adding the two equations together and have the x columns cancel. And that'll leave us with only y, and we'll be able to solve for y. Once we eliminate one variable, then we can solve for the other. All right, so let's do that. Let's multiply both sides here by -2. Let's rewrite our system underneath. So here we have a -4x and -10y is equal to +8. And let's write the other equation underneath. And then what we're going to do is just add the two equations together, and we arrange things so that the x's cancel. So here we have a -3y is equal to 6. And let's divide by -3. And we get that y is equal to -2. All right, so that's the y-coordinate. To get the x-coordinate, we can take either equation. Let's say we take the first equation, substitute in y equal -2, and then we'll get x. So let's say over here, let's say we want to find x now. So to find x, we're going to sub what we just found, the y equal -2, and we'll do the first equation, although you'll get the same thing if you substitute into the second equation. All right, so we have 2x plus 5 times -2 is equal to -4. That's 2x minus 10 is equal to -4. Okay, let's add 10 to both sides. And here we have 2x is equal to 6. Divide by 2. And we have x is equal to 3. So our solution is the pair of numbers x equal 3, y equal -2, or we can write them as a ordered pair or as a point, 3 comma -2.